Well, if you don't
was
value
throwback.
yourself, no one's going to value you. What is creativity? It's your ability to move beyond desperation innovatively. Whatever that is.
Oh.
In essence, to me, these tools that are coming up won't negate your place as a creative person. You will only move forward and you will only survive beyond these technological advancements if you tap into and nourish your creative base.
There's a person out there who, they're doubting themselves, they don't know what to do with what they have, or even people out there who are creative, they're just on their journey to this creative space and this creative world. What advice would you give to them? Hey everyone, welcome back to a1000facesProject. Oh my gosh, it's been a minute. I'm sorry, life happens sometimes, when you have a full-time job and you're trying to be a creative, It's not easy. But for those who have stuck with me all this while, thank you so much. I'm back, and I mean it, I am back, okay? And not only am I back, I'm back with some incredible people. 1,000 Faces, as you know, is about trying to inspire you guys out there. So I always go out and I look for people who can, through their stories and their life, inspire you to get up and do it, because you can. Every story counts, you count, your story counts. Today, I am so, I feel so blessed. I feel so honored to be sat next to an incredible woman. Honestly, her name is Dahlia Mahmoud. Google her. You will see you will see how amazing she is. There are women in this world that, are a big inspiration to people like me. And she definitely is one of them. She is one of the most humble, creative, intelligent women. I'm going to let Dahlia introduce herself because I think you would do it more justice than I will. So can you introduce yourself to the viewers and tell them who you are? Who is Dahlia Mahmoud?
All right. Well, yes, my name is Dahlia, and I am a creative. I try to do that every day in one way or the other. Like you said, we have full-time jobs, or we have careers rather, because the job doesn't really define you, but we have a career, and my career is in the culture and creative industries. I've worked as an educator in this industry across different continents. And we'll talk later about the continent I love. And I hope to continue to work and serve. But I love and work all the people, or love all the people that I've worked with rather. And I think, in my career, I've dedicated the time to the youth and to women specifically, in developing their creative ideas and concepts and entrepreneurial thoughts into sometimes flourishing businesses, sometimes great research, sometimes policies with governments, through consultancies. But in general, I would hope that at the end of this all, that people with beautiful stories of success will remember me with either a smile or a tear or a smile, but something. They'll remember some sort of impact, and
Okay, so I feel like you're a woman with so much. Like God has gifted you with so much. You consult, you're a professor, you're into the arts. Which one of those things speaks to you the most?
So that's tough. So at core, I would say I wake up every day and I try to teach someone something, and if I find no one to teach, I teach myself. Right? So yes, at core, I think educator, right? And it's a blessing, and it's a responsibility, a very serious responsibility. And so that. I'm also an artist, and I now, later, in my life and career. I'm trying to hold myself accountable of the importance of saying that I'm an artist and what that actually means. And yes, like you, I have a job full time or not, but it takes my time. And I find myself shying away of, doing the work that I really love, whether it's, to creatively inspire people like you do so well, or to create a piece, whatever that is, whether it's a story or painting or photograph or whatever. And it's tough. That balance is very, very difficult. And for a long time, over the past decade, I struggled to call myself an artist because I just wasn't creating to my standard of thinking what art is. And I'm not so difficult on myself right now. I'm not so hard on myself. I just try to do something creative every day, and then I feel okay saying that I'm an artist. So hi, I'm Dahlia, not formerly known as the artist. I am the artist. A reference to yes. But yeah, I try to be creative. So.
Okay, so there are lots of people out there that are creative, but we'll come to this because they don't know that they are.
Yes.
But for those who are creatives out there and are also like, someone like me that has a full-time job.
Yes.
How would you advise to balance? How do you balance both? So one doesn't suffer for the other one, or does one have to suffer for the other one?
Okay, so I just stepped out of an entrepreneurial class in college, literally right next door, and we're talking about entrepreneurial thinking. In this case, it's in the digital realm, but in general, what I've been working on specifically for the last 10 or 15 years is entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial thinking for creatives, and what that means. It's really at core discipline, right? You do have a full-time job. Fine, you need it. You need it to, put bread on the table. You need it to survive. There's no shame in that. But to also dedicate time and effort, finance or whatever it is that you can put into it, to your craft, honing your craft, is essential for the growth of your creative business identity, brand, let's call it. It's discipline. You have to be disciplined about it. You can't just say, right, I'm creative, I'm an artist, I can paint, I can take photos, I'm a great storyteller, I'm animated. Sure, that's great. I hate to use the word talented or gifted because I also think you can build that and work on it. It's a skill. But then without discipline, where are you going?
Right. Creativity is a word that I feel it needs a lot more research. Like, people need to understand what it is. I was speaking to somebody quite a while ago, and she has a love of arranging things and, and she called it, just messing around. So when I actually went to her place and I saw her kitchen, I was blown away. The way she'd used fruits to design. I was just like, this is amazing. And she was just, it's just something I'm messing around with. And, I was thinking to myself, but this is creative though. This is creativity. But she didn't know.
Well, if you don't value yourself, no one's going to value you.
Right.
If you don't, and I literally just said that in class. A student asked, if I am at an entry-level job and I get a contract, do I have any rights to negotiate and ask for more? And I said, well, you're not going to get what you don't negotiate for. Right. It's simple. If I give you something and you say, thank you, and you take it, that's it. That's all you're getting.
Right.
But if you say, hang on a minute, but I'm worth this, or what about you consider this extra and what I can do? But actually, I'm not just going to do copyright. I'm also a designer. Or by the way, I dabble in some film. Or by the way, I'm able to do this. And suddenly your skill set is not as, myopic.
So to you, what is creativity? What is it? What does it look like? What is it?
It looks like Africa. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, back. I'll pull it back. What is creativity? It's your ability to move beyond desperation innovatively. Whatever that is.
Oh, wow.
And so, if you can creatively negotiate your way out of a tight spot, my friend, you're creative.
Oh,
Some
wow.
people have different names for it, but I'll call it creative. If you can rearrange, a humble closet to come out looking, beautiful and appreciated every time, even though you have 3.5 pieces, but you arrange it differently, the way you carry yourself. And yeah, to me, that's creative. Are there jobs and opportunities in that realm? Absolutely. But for me, I see that and I say, oh, you're creative. Someone can manage their time and make it all seem seamless. I was on the metro the other day and I literally saw someone just managing between a phone call and picking up the book and then just going through. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, I need to show you how to make money from that. So they're just being natural. And I'm sitting there thinking, that's a skill. So, that's creativity to me. I used to think creativity, just like everyone else, what I was told was an artistic ability.
Yes.
It's so much more, because the actual definition of the creative industry is quite inclusive. It's not just music and theater and museums and architecture. It's more. It's more. The more you think of it, it's expansive. So, yeah.
I love that. I really love that. I needed to hear that as well, because I think we have like a closed, vision of what creativity is, and it's much bigger than that.
Absolutely.
And you're out there and you're watching, and that skill that you have, that you think, I'm just messing about with it. It's not great. Somebody's actually wanting it. Somebody might need it. So please don't sit on what you have and think it's not valuable. It is.
What a lot of people are struggling now with AI, right? They're thinking, yes, I can use it for an assignment, whether it's work or, whatever, school. And some people say, yeah, we can make these beautiful images and, and I can just go in and I can be, a great prompter. I can be a prompt engineer, and I, and they give the most detailed prompts and these beautiful images appear. But does it really touch you and communicate as something that you create? Well, I don't know. It's a long conversation. I've seen AI art that's haunting, but it's hauntingly beautiful and perfect. And then I've seen some art that is, rough and basic and real. And I just find myself staring at it, trying to understand, is the solution there? So, in essence, to me, these tools that are coming up won't negate your place as a creative person. You will only move forward and you will only survive beyond these technological advancements if you tap into and nourish your creative base. Because as advanced as technology is, still can't do that.
So it's that simple, really.
Still can't do it. Still can't do it. If you look at, the skill sets that are, set to survive within the next, 10 years, 20 years, beyond this outburst of technology, critical thinking, creativity, the skills of the arts,
right?
What people are or have moved away from, education and STEM. Well, no, suddenly the A is coming in there. It's now STEAM. It's like, no, now you need these skills are imperative. They're integral to negotiators and chief executives of people and culture. If you can't, exhibit empathy and compassion and creativity and inspire people to work with you, you're not going to have this waggy job.
It's amazing.
That you want.
That's absolutely amazing.
It's fact.
So imagine there is a person, I don't want to say young person, because I think this is for all of us. There's a person out there who, they're doubting themselves, they don't know what to do with what they have, or even people out there who are creative, they're just on their journey to this creative space and this creative world. What advice would you give to them?
beyond believing in yourself, find a mentor. Find someone who is generous with their time and is able to give you what you couldn't give yourself, which is, experience, skill, whatever it is that you chose that mentor to be around for you. And value that mentor. You might not be able to pay for their time, or you might not be able to give back as much as they are giving you, but create value for that person who will give you inevitably the knowledge and the experience that you can't attain otherwise. Right. It's life. Right. And stand on their shoulder, because they'd be proud to prompt you up and move up. There are no dead ends, I think, I believe. As many walls and corners and alleys that I found myself in, I now know that there isn't such a thing as a dead end. There's a moment where you believe that this path isn't moving forward for you, and then in comes the mentor. In comes someone that believes in you. Now, the mentor doesn't have to be, the typical, dinosaur guru character. It could be someone that's it could be a child that is still in their innocence, uninhibited, and believe that everything is possible. And then all of a sudden you think, that is possible. I mean, why am I closing that door? That is possible. I can sell a purple dinosaur and become a multi-billionaire. and then in come Barney. So, it's possible. Yes. It's possible. And so, but that support system, sense of community, what you're creating, I think, you can't put a number on that. How valuable that is to have a space where people can shoulder you in and you can do it together. Yeah, you're going places.
Wow.
So thank you.
Wow, that's speaking into my soul right now, because
thank you.
I am on that journey and I understand exactly what you're saying. I need to get myself a mentor. You out there, get yourself a mentor. Honestly, I've heard people talk about mentorship and things like that, but I never take it seriously. I'm just like, it's just some old guy that you go to, and then it's boring. No. That's kind of like the outlook that I had on it. But you're right.
My mentor for 3 months was my nephew. Hey, Zayn. In his mind, everything is possible. He calls me buddy. That's my name. It's not Dahlia or auntie or I'm an it to Zayn. And then finally, now that he's a little bit older, it's auntie buddy. I'm still buddy. I haven't gotten out of there. So I'm actually going to turn that into a brand. I think it's quite cool. Auntie buddy. And what I learned from his mind is that you can't stop imagining, and it's all possible. And I learned from him gratitude. In all simplicity, I every time I go in, I say, look, Zayn, I'm gonna ask God on your behalf for something really big, and then everyone else is like, I want this game, and I want that one, and I want else, and then he comes in and says, dear God, thank you for everything I have. Aww. And sleeping without nightmares. And I was like,
yes.
We forget that. Yes. Because in a time where we are literally fighting for everything that we have, life is tough. We forget that simple moment of gratitude and how much more we can receive once we truly believe that we are happy and proud of what we actually have. Yes. And so when you give the way you give to a community of people that you've sometimes never met, that to me is the highest form of gratitude. Yes. And I salute you for that. And if you ever need a shoulder to cry on or a shoulder to stand on, you know how to reach me.
Yes. Amen to that. Wow. Wow. Okay, so thank you so much for sharing that. Let's kind of reel back and go to where you're from. So, you know, a lot of Black women out there, we use the term, oh, Nubian, Nubian, Nubian. And a lot of us don't really understand and know, you know, what Nubian is. Now, Dahlia is a true Nubian. So I just wanted you to talk about that very quickly.
She said true.
Sorry. Oh, right. No, I said true because there's so many Nubians out there in America, in the UK, in Ghana, in Nigeria, and they have nothing to do with being Nubian. You know, so
okay. So there's Nubian, and then there's Nubian.
Right. So you're Nubian. So what is that?
Right. That's my tribe, my history, my heritage. And thousands of years of very, very powerful warriors, mostly women.
Ooh.
Don't put a spear in my way. It's genetically there. So, and it's a culture that's managed to maintain their language, their stories, their history. And like many indigenous cultures and African indigenous cultures, we have retained that identity, and hopefully through this creative realm that a lot of us, the Nubian and Nubian women and African women in general, and I'll just even widen the circle, indigenous women are able to survive through our innate creative knowledge, whether it's, you know, farming or building or beautiful homes or families or keeping our stories alive, or our language, our characters. We're still able to do that. And the Nubians, they have kept that alive through music, through art, through architecture, through food, through our language that we're trying to retain. So mascargo, that's the one word I know. I should have, which is hello. Or was it? Well, yeah. Well, I'll work on my language and my mother tongue. But yeah, we reside in the territories are not limited to you know, Upper Egypt and Northern Sudan, but there are Kenyans also. Nubians in Kenya, Nubians in Uganda, Nubians in Nigeria, depending on where they moved, and the Nuba Mountains. And so we've moved around. My people are in the territories of Upper Egypt and Northern Sudan. So that's where my family is. So yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dahlia,
You're
for
welcome.
chilling with me today, and for, I mean, everything that you spoke about when you talk about creativity.
Yes.
That's something that I'm going to take on board. And I really do hope that whoever it is that's watching this, even if it's that one person, you know, if you've been able to learn something from this and you take it out there, I mean, you will inspire other people. And that's how, you know, the inspiration keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So please don't feel like, you know, your story doesn't count. I mean, that's why I'm doing this. Everyone's story counts.
Absolutely.
You count. Your neighbor counts.
Yes.
He counts. She counts.
Yeah.
That little baby counts. Everyone's story counts. So please go out and do what it is that you're gifted and talented to do. You know, 9 to 5 is great. Yeah. Pays the bills.
That's fine.
But then there's that other thing that you're passionate about, that you think about in your heart, and just do it. Just do it.
She said it.
Just do it.
She said it.
Thank you so much for chilling with us. Is there any way they can get in contact with you if they wanted to? The program that you're running at the school.
So,
can you talk about that?
Yeah, and, sure. So we have, you know, some applied programs. I work with the master's programs in the visual experience design and innovation design management. So the fields are, you know, quite wide. It's creativity inspired. The University of Europe, our core programs are centered around around business, technology, and design, and so there's a wide spectrum there. But beyond that, you can share my email contacts. You can find me. You can find me, and hopefully I can be of service.
Definitely,
And so,
definitely.
yeah.
So we'll drop your details below,
Yes.
and hopefully, come to the University of Europe. It's
Yes,
amazing.
we're in the DHL library, and
Yes.
they're offering scholarships for African women.
Oh wow!
I'm just gonna put that out there. So yes.
So do it. Jump on board and do it.
Yeah.
This could be the start of your journey, your creative journey.
There you go.
So please contact Dahlia. You can see she's an amazing woman. She's fun to hang out with, and she's so knowledgeable.
I don't know.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
I'll definitely have a talk.
Thank you so much for chilling with us. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do subscribe. I'll be posting more videos of amazing, inspiring people. So please come on this journey with me. a1000facesProject.com. Go onto the website. I have some hoodies coming out soon. So if you want to be part of that family, please buy a hoodie, support the movement. I'm trying to build a community of amazing, inspiring people, basically, So let's go out there and share our stories and celebrate each other. Thank you so much, Dahlia.
Thank you. Best
Bye.
of luck. Bye.